What is missing in our culture? What is continuing to disappear as men are becoming more isolated and electronic communication has become the norm? When men are alone, they do destructive things. They don't have anyone to fight beside them in life. This wasn't always the case. Throughout history, men would meet in groups, often at campfires, and in the groups, men would gather and talk. They would talk about how the hunt was going, dreams of a better future and an easier life, the values worth dying for, and their choice of legacy to leave behind. Men will be most effective in life when they build strong relationships with other men who will hold them accountable and encourage them not to walk alone.
Most guys get into trouble when they're alone, and most guys that are struggling with issues that bring shame, that bring disappointment to themselves, they're doing it alone.
It seems to me that we're not going to fix this part of our culture unless we are willing to change each of us individually ourselves.
And this whole campfire experience, I think, is a God thing. I think God is touching our hearts and saying, men, you need each other.
Because a lot of churches think men's group, not possible. Men's group, not possible. Jesus sat around campfires and talk. And it's not too late for the church to go out and to create an atmosphere where men will come into the church and start to discover the real parts of who they are and what God's true calling is on their life. And this program is not for wimps. We're telling men it's time to toughen up.
Nothing that we do in life is going to be easy, nothing. But when you do something right, it's going to make a difference in your legacy, and this is right.
Culture has lowered the bar of expectations for men. I personally believe that you raise the bar high where it belongs and guys will reach for it.
We sit around campfires now and we talk again like we used to 100 years ago. We happen to do it in a more contrived environment with not real fire, but we sit around nonetheless.
And I found guys connecting the truth and the reality of God to the practical expression of their manhood every day through Knights of the 21st Century has made a radical change. If you get men being men the way God created men to be men, that majority of the ills facing our culture and our society would disappear. And I believe what women really want is for us guys to step up and to tap into that DNA that's in us, to be a hero, to be a knight.
That you just gotta say, this is important to me, I'm gonna go do it. And if only 5 guys join me, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna wait till somebody else catches on. I'm gonna do it.
Knights of the 21st Century is a 24-week DVD series. It encourages men of all ages to develop the type of supportive relationships that are necessary to live life well. Men gather together through a series of 30-minute knighthood challenges to discover their God-given design and potential. The men interact with these challenges by using a workbook as a resource. The men gather into small groups and are guided in their discussion by questions provided at the end of each chapter. Each week, they join in the common goal of becoming the man God has called them to be, one who is strong, effective, and makes a difference in his world.